Hello everybody and welcome back to this special video for Farming Simulator 19, where I'm going to be starting to set up the base map for my future multiplayer series. I've decided I'm going to be doing the multiplayer server on the Dondiego Map, so let's jump right in. I'm not going to worry too much about the character, that'll probably get changed. Right, mod list. The mods that I'm going to be using on this server. This is the initial mod list, the initial first version. Obviously, if anybody has any other recommendations to make regarding mods or suggestions, or if there's things they want added or to see on the map, please let me know in the comment section of this video and I will try to accommodate you if I can. Obviously, I want to be a little bit cautious that the mod list isn't too large, because people will have to download these mods, and obviously if there's too many mods, that pack will be too big and people probably won't want to download it. So basically the only things I'm throwing in kind of really are basic functional things. So we've got adjustable weight. Rather than having 50 weight packs installed on the server, I figured an adjustable weight that you can adjust for whatever size you want, for the tractor you want, probably makes sense. It's one mod, one file. Got the hook lift stuff, so we've got a hook lift trailer, wood container if we do any logging, wood transporting. We might not on the server, who knows. Got the Anderson, obviously, DLC. Now, obviously, this is a bit of a bone subject for some people. Some people don't own the DLC, so therefore wouldn't be able to play if they don't own the DLC. Again, leave your comments in the section below. Do you want me to include DLC on the server or not? Obviously, if we don't have the DLC, then there's certain things we can't do. We won't be able to use the cool groovy bale collectors and bale stackers. We also won't be able to do poplar baling and stuff like that. Got the animals cleans mod installed, so we don't need to keep cleaning the animal pens and picking up all the rubbish from the food areas. That's just a quality of life mod, saves people having to do that. I've got the custom sugarcane harvester that basically has been rejigged to actually allow you to properly connect a trailer on the back of it. So if we ever decide to do sugarcane harvesting on the server, the sugarcane harvester can tow its own trailer. I've got the automated vehicle maintenance mod, which basically means that every evening in game 8 o'clock, any equipment that is below 85% health gets repaired by the computer, the service engineer, and we get billed for the repairs to the equipment. That way we can guarantee that every morning when we start our farming, the equipment's going to be all tip-top shape. I have, however, disabled the part of it that refuels equipment, because I don't want to buy fuel for the vehicles. I want us to produce our own and store our own. And basically I'm going to have a refillable fuel station at the farm and refillable fuel stations around the map, where basically we're going to have to go fill them up with fuel to then be able to refill vehicles from. Got the automatic unload for bale wrappers, a simple script mod that basically, you know, when you are doing bale wrappers, either the round baler or the separate wrapper, it automatically unloads the bales when they've been wrapped, rather than you having to press a button to unload them. Means you can pretty much keep driving. Got the Brooks, obviously if we need to do any tree chopping or tree removal and wood chipping, that's a great tool for doing it with. Got the bale sell point and storage mod. Placeable greenhouses if we want to add stuff like that, just to generate a little bit of income over time. Of course, I've got the Big Brew sprayer. I've also got the Big Bud 450 multicolour and the Big Bud 747 multicolour. Got Stevie's Big M450 mower that I have edited to have you know, friction on the tyre so it doesn't slide and skid about all over the place. I've also got Stevie's K165 Bradle. Got the hook lift Bradle. Got the Class Axion 900 tractor from the Mod Hub. Disable camera collision. We've got the fertilizer station for making fertilizer, because again, I don't want to be buying fertilizer and seed and lime and all that stuff. I want us to make our own on the farm. Got the egg box replacer, so obviously chicken coops, if we have chickens, we'll make pallets of eggs rather than spawn the silly little boxes. So again, it makes it easier to pick those up and transport and sell them. We've got enhanced vehicle, because who doesn't like using an enhanced vehicle for the four-wheel drive and being able to turn the diff locks on and off and stuff like that. Obviously we've got the Dondiego Map. Got the Fendt 500 tractor with gearbox sounds off the Mod Hub. Got the Fendt Tri-6 version 2, because obviously I love the Fendt Tri-6 tractor. A big 1500 horsepower tractor that can basically operate and pull and tow and work any equipment in the game currently. You know, great freaking tool they are. Got the fine time scale adjustment mod. That's more for me for using whilst I'm setting up the map, and also might enable us to skip through night and accelerate time a little bit faster. I'll be the only person who can obviously use this mod, because I'll be the server admin. We've then got the flexi coil multicolour, so we can have that flexi coil plough. It's a vanilla plough. It doesn't operate at super duper ridiculous speed. You know, it doesn't plough at 30 mile an hour or anything. It's exactly the same. All it does is when you go in the store, you can buy them in different colours. Anywhere where you see multicolour, it just means you can buy that equipment in multiple colours. We've got the Flegel Duo for levelling and compacting silage if we do it in bunkers like at the BGA. Again, we've got hook lift trucks, got the front loader axle lock remover. Again, simple script. Got a fuel station, although probably won't use that, as I think, again, we're going to be making our own fuel and having to refill fuel, so that could possibly come out of the mod pack. In fact, actually, I'm going to disable that now, because I'm not going to use that. Everything else I'm pretty much going to use, aren't I? Yep. I'm not sure about the Anderson DLC. That's the only other one. Full stop, obviously, it comes in very useful to stop people causing crop destruction when they're harvesting and the harvester gets full. I don't know about the Fun Mod Harvest More. All that does is make the animals that we have on the farm produce more sort of manure, slurry, milk, wool, eggs. They basically produce it faster. That's all that mod does. I think I might put it in. They might reproduce quicker as well, which means if we buy any animals, they will make baby animals a lot faster, which could make it a little bit tough to keep them fed initially. So I will leave it enabled for now. Obviously we've got the grass drying facility, we've got Stevie's placeable greenhouses, we've got the auto loading conveyor belt from the, I think this is the Hog Bergman map I got this one from. This isn't Stevie's, this is the Hog Bergman map, because I think the problem with Stevie's version of this belt is you can't turn it off. The belt's always going, even if the thing's switched off. Obviously we've got guidance steering, GPS. A lot of people requested that, so that's definitely going to be a part. There is no course play on this server. I'm not using course play on the server, so it's a trade-off. If I'm not allowed to use course play, we're definitely having GPS. I've got the Homer DLC pack as well. That's here and installed. Got the Horse Tiger 6 plough. Got Hood Smart Shade. I'm not sure how that really works with multiplayer server, because obviously it requires a local settings file, but obviously if you've used Hood Smart Shade already, then it will probably load up your settings when you come into game. Got the horse pack, obviously, that came with the horse DLC. Got horse helper at the moment, so if we do decide to have horses on the map, we don't have to worry about riding them ourselves. They will get trained at night, and we will pay. I think it's about 1,500 pounds, euros, or dollars per horse every night to train them. We just need to make sure we keep them fed and watered and with straw and stuff. Hood hide. Obviously, some people like to turn the hood off for taking screenshots and stuff, so I'm going to include that for people who do like to turn the hood off. Got the IT runner packs. Got the iconic cotton add-on pack, iconic header pack, and the iconic harvester. We've also got the iconic UAL haulers. Got the John Deere DB120 planter stroke seeder, and we've also got the DB60 and the DB90. One of the things I'm going to have to check is whether they can do the multi-fruits that are on this map. If they can't, I may need to edit these to make them be able to do multi-fruits before I obviously make the server live and everything. We've got the John Deere Gator, obviously, the Chrome Big X by Stevie, the Easy Collect, Easy Flow, the Chrome Disc, Kroger Overload, which is a handy little trailer come auger wagon, which is on the mod hub. I figured we can add that, might come in useful for feeding the animals. Got the LSFM Universal Tank Pack, partly because I like the big 100,000 litre tanker for transporting water, and also the fact that there's a tanker in there that you can repurpose to help you transport things like lime, fertiliser and pig food. Got the lime to auger wagon, again very useful mod, allows you to put lime in auger wagons, which you can then use to obviously refill spreaders in the field. Got lime production for being able to make our own lime, because again, not buying it. Liquid fertiliser production, same thing, we can make our own liquid fertiliser for putting in sprayers. Got the lock steering axle mod for people who really hate reversing trailers with the steering axles, and that makes it a bit easier to do that. I've got the MF shed pack installed because I'm going to use a lot of these buildings to decorate around the main farm area. I don't know about having the... You know what, I may remove the Mahindras. We're probably never ever going to use them. I think they're installed because obviously they were part of my pre-order DLC and stuff like that. Got the man hook lift truck. Got the manure and slurry storage. That's my own, obviously, personal mod. Got the cow mixing station. No crosshairs. Got the pickup transport service. This is a great thing. We can have pickup trucks that actually have purpose, so they can have tanks on the back that can deliver fertiliser, lime, herbicide, liquid fertiliser, diesel to vehicles in the field. So we might end up having a couple of these to enable the refilling of vehicles and tools. Got pig food mixer, because obviously if we're going to have pigs on the farm, I want them to be able to eat pig food, and that's it. I don't want to be messing around with corn and wheat and barley and sunflowers and canolas and soybeans and potatoes and sugar beets like you have to do with the vanilla pigs. So pig food mix is installed to just change the pigs so that they eat pig food, and pig food gives them 100% production, hence the pig food production mod, so we can make pig food. Got place anywhere installed, obviously, for help me being able to put stuff down on the map. I have got things like placeable fill stations and the multi-filling station, but I don't think I'm going to put any of them on the map or place any of those. Again, ideally I want to use the placeable refillable silos that we have to fill up before we can empty from them. So I'll have basically these put around the map near fields and stuff, so people can refill their seeders, fertilizers and stuff from, but when they're empty you've got to go and fill them up again. They don't have a limitless supply. Got the, obviously, heating plant by Stevie, got spotlights, got the real clock mod, Got the Sapphire GE601 cultivator, a lovely cultivator. I love using this cultivator. Comes in very useful if you're making fields and stuff. Got the weeder as well, 6-meter weeder that matches it in case we decide to do weeds. Silage production. Then we've got the pig food mixer, Vertimix, and we've also got Stevie's Vertimix if we wanted to use the mixing wagons for making TMR, pig food, or if we just wanted to use them for emptying silage bunkers and hoovering up silage and stuff out of bunkers, because they do tend to pick up quite well. Again, we've got cow mixer stations, fermenting plants, got loads of the production mods. 4x4 truck, unfinished bales. So again, if you are doing bales with a baling machine and you get to that point where you finish your field and you've got a little bit of stuff stuck in the baler, you can actually unload it now, so you don't leave crop in the balers. You can always chuck out a unfinished bale, a half-empty bale. We get the Bale Loaders, of course, the Ursus Bale Loaders. They're nice. Again, I've included them just in case people object to having the Anderson DLC and don't want me to use the DLC. Then we've got some Bale Loaders that have a slightly better capacity, in which case as well I may look at adding the John Deere stacker that I used in the Estancia series if people don't want the Anderson DLC, because then we can transport quite a lot of bales a lot quicker and a lot easier. Got the Warrior truck, one of my favourite trucks, which again has a few different horsepower options available, has a couple of different tyre options, which again make it a bit more useful for either on fields and carting and carrying stuff around, gives you a bit more friction. Got the washing station, and again a couple of more hook lift trucks, a couple of variations on alternatives. We've got the Wilson Super Duper B trailer for the train. I reckon we'll end up with quite a few of those for carting lots and lots of stuff. Got the wall pallet replacer, which again, instead of having your normal cheap wool and stuff, we get these ones which hold more wool than the standard sheep produce, which means we don't have to keep emptying. We don't get that no room for wool at sheep message all the time. But they do get picked up quite nicely with a auto-loading trailer as well. Got the workshop tabber, which has just been updated to make it multiplayer compatible, so that now works in multiplayer. And again, we've got the diesel production facility. We've got the hook lift auger container, which I've just started using in my Mercury Farms playthrough, which is absolutely brilliant. Got the hook lift liquid tank, which again, brilliant mod. Can't play without it for transporting liquid. Hook lift liquid tank. This now holds 68,000 litres, by the way. It's had a bit of an increase, so that's going to be quite useful. Got the hook lift sprayer. Got the IT runner hook lift semi trailer, and obviously seed production. So that's it. That's basically the mods I've got right now. If anybody wants to add anything to the mod list, like I say, comment section down below. If anybody wants anything removing from the mod list, give me your reasons why you don't want me to include the mod in the mod list, and I will then make a judgment decision on that. This is it. So there's no tons of vehicles. It's pretty much going to be all vanilla. There's no overpowered tools or equipment in here. You know, it's all pretty much bog standard stuff. The only reason I've included these seeders planters is because, again, with this being a 4x map, some of the fields can get quite big ultimately down the road in the series. When we've played for a while and we've got some big fields, it might make life a bit easier for us to be able to do, you know, 36 metre seeding, or, you know, 27 metre seeding. You know, that kind of thing does make life a bit easier for people. So we'll see how that goes. And like I say, this is it. This is the mod list. So let me jump in to game and load up, because we're about 20 minutes in and I've not loaded up the map yet. So the first thing I'm going to do when I get into the map is I'm going to stop the time scale, set it to 0, so time doesn't move. The advantage of the fine time scale adjustment mod. I'm then going to start selling off a lot of the stuff that comes on the starting farm and all the starting equipment. We're going to replace that, and again, this is your chance to make your recommendations to me on what vehicles we want to start with. So time is set to 0. What I'm also going to do is come in here. Economic difficulty is going to be set to normal. I'm going to change the name of the save to the CWATTYESO MP. The server farm name and stuff like that I will sort out at another time. Dirty is going to be on slow. Automatic engine start will be off. Fuel usage is going to be normal. We're not going to have helpers buying stuff. Plant growth will be normal, although obviously that will change and be fiddled around with. Plant withering I'm going to keep off. Periodic ploughing I'm going to have on. I'm going to have weeds on to start with. However, if it does become a bit too annoying having to weed, I can turn that off. That's not going to be a problem. And I'm potentially going to leave it in pounds, miles and acres just because I don't want to change it before I have to keep changing it on my end every time I go into a different save game. So that'll be that. Right, so we're starting off at the main farm. Obviously with the house, I will keep the house and the fountain. They're not going to go anywhere. The pickup truck will get sold in a second. If I run through here, I will sell off potentially these sheds and replace them with some of the MF sheds. The silo will stay and will stay in this location. I did think about selling off the silo and moving it. The workshop will get sold and moved, and possibly the water tank. The animal pens are all going to get sold off and moved, as will that. They will probably get put back in similar places, actually, to be fair. But we'll see how that goes. I might have 2 sheep pens, by the way, I'm thinking. 1 pig pen, 1 cow pen, and the chickens. And then we've got this area back here, which I'm planning to put a few buildings and bits and bobs, or maybe a few of the, like the large shed here, down here, which has got the harvester in. I'm probably going to put those on that bit of land over there, and then keep the animals on this like dirt land here, and then throw in some of the production buildings and stuff that we're going to need. And then, like I say, around the map I'm going to sort out what fields we want to buy and what fields I would like to own from the start. And I'm going to have fields, I'm going to buy fields in different areas, so we do have to travel around. We're not just going to be operating here. We're going to have to drive around to get to some of the fields. So I might buy a couple of extra fields around the map in a few places, and make life a bit more interesting for us. And I'll decide what crop types we're going to have. Like, for example, field 20 here, currently planted with cotton. I'm probably going to change that and have that as a grass field for us to do all our mowing and that on, because it's right inside the railway line. And if I basically bring up the placeable system, landscaping, because I can fast travel, it's the field here. I'm thinking of having this as like grass, just a grass area, and next to the, because it's near the BGA as well. The BGA is obviously down here, which makes a bit more sense. We could also extend it out a bit up to the trees. I could always plough it and expand it, but we should get decent grass off of there. It's a bit awkward to harvest and plant with proper crops because obviously the traffic gets in the way a bit, the train and stuff. So there's a reason for not having that bit. The pressure washer I'm going to leave down here. I did toy with the idea of putting in a separate washing station, but you can't place anything on this area, unfortunately, of the map. So going to sell off all the starting equipment, because obviously we're going to start from scratch with the equipment. I'm going to listen to people's suggestions and requests of what they would like and what they want. So everything's going to go. I'm going to sell off all the animal pens. The manure digestate storage, that can go as well. The gas station is going to move. Pole barn's going to move. The silo's going to move. Got a couple of the workshop's going to move. The water station will probably move. The shed buildings will move. And possibly, I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to get rid of them. There we go. There we go. Job sold. Right. Only thing left then is the starting silo, basically. So we're going to go into landscape mode. I'm going to paint. Find the lovely checkery doodah. I think the chickens were here, so we're going to tidy this area up where the chickens were and put all this stuff in. And basically, also what I'm going to do is once we've got the starting fleet in place and we've got the starting buildings set up how we want them, I'm basically going to do, I'm going to reset. So any money I spend, you know, once I've spent the money and got basically the starting farm set up, I'm gonna, any excess money that we've got left over will be removed, and basically we will be starting from scratch. We'll have no money and we're gonna have to just figure out life as we go, sort of thing. Right, so we're gonna have obviously probably should have left a gap further up, I think. That's overlapping the tiles, isn't it now, along here? And that looks just messy to me. Maybe not too bad. We'll probably get away with it. There we go. Bit of tileage there, but I'll leave the gap this side. Unless I just decide to go dump, 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 dump. Do a... can't remember what the default terrain looks like. It's that one, isn't it? Right, now I can put it back. we can go doop, doop. Trees get in the way a bit, block me view. There. Right, now when I put the grass in, don't go all the way to the edge. Like so. That leaves that bit then looking quite nice and tasty. Like I say, can probably get sheep put on it, back on here, maybe chickens. Leave this area down here for maybe pigs, the pigs and the cows. And break up some of this soil basically that's everywhere, this muddy yard building. And then basically we can trim it all the way down here. That's making sense to me to do that, and then paint over all this. So this will all need to grow, and it'll be grass, and it'll be brilliant, and it just makes the place, breaks all that big brown patch of mud. So we can get the animal pens put back in, that's fine. If need be, I can chuck down some concrete and tarmac and stuff like that to make that area a lot better. Right, so that bit's done. Right, we're going to want some placeables now. So miscellaneous. First things first, let's get a workshop building back in now. I like the white. I'm a big fan of this like white building. I think we'll have it about there. Obviously I'll have to repaint the floor around it, and washing station we don't really need because obviously we've got access to a washing station. Heating plant by Stevie, I'm tempted to put one of them in, so we've got somewhere to sell wood chips, straw, grass, hay, digestate, in which case that will go, I'm tempted to put that somewhere up here, out the way a bit. I think it goes in now. I have to remember, I think this does a bit of a ground deforming, or it does, it paints blooming textures all over the ground. That's that bit done. Right, change back to the bricks. There we go, painted, all good. Might as well do this one while I'm down here under the Mercury Farms workshop for repairing and maintaining vehicles. There we go. Right, sheds then. We're going to have Mercury Farms vehicle shed. Now we had a couple of shelters, didn't we? Now which way round do these go? This way. Right, we're going to have some shelters then. I'll put them in up here. Closed backed ones these are, so no driving through. These are for reversing and basically putting implements in. I would have liked to have snapped a grid a little bit better than that, but hey ho, what can you do? Two of them side by side. Then we want the drive-through shelters now, don't we? Now, which way around do these ones go? That way is the front. Nice, I'm going to have one about there, I think. Right next to that gate. And then I'm going to have another one next. It's basically recreating what was on the map originally, but with Alien Gym. Mercury Farms maps. So, that one there. Right, then I need a suitable gap, because I don't want to put them too close together, because obviously we need to be able to get in and out of them. So, possibly there. And then bring this down over here. To there. And then put another one in up here, right next to the gate. Maybe just in from the gate a bit. Clearly going to have to rejiggle that. Job done. Right, now we want landscaping tool again, because need to replace the paint job. Clears the terrain and paints its own effect. So they're done. So these are where you start in vehicle, where you'll park all your vehicles on the map and, you know, generally do all that good stuff. Right, what else do we want? We're going to want, I said the fuel station, didn't I? Is it in here? Or is it classed as a silo? Farm gas station, here we go, right. I'm gonna pop this down here. And this is where we will refuel our vehicles. Once we've got it obviously filled up with diesel, so we're gonna have to put diesel in it. You can fill your vehicles up from the front, and then obviously to load diesel into it, you fill up at the side. I also forgot that I need to paint these buildings. And they're done. They're in place. I think a water station down here somewhere near the animals is probably the best place for a water station. But, you know, we can see about that. What else do we need? I don't know about having a bale sell point at the farm, or whether we're going to just take stuff and utilise it. I've got the workshop, got all this stuff. We probably want the production stuff now. So you got the cow mixing station. Whack that in there. Fermenting plant. We'll whack in probably there, and then lastly grass drying facility. We'll put it there, or do I put the grass drying facility more back here in the muddy area? Kind of like it back there. Leave those two there, I suppose that makes sense. We'll just, however, go back and undo the concrete. A lot of repainting terrain. Ground textures on this. Can I get in there, please? Just paint this bit. Clean it and tidy it all up. Same as down here as well. Can we make sure we've got it all good? I'll leave that one concrete because it makes sense that we would need to put a concrete base down. What else are we going to need? We said water, didn't we? See, things like this, the fillable fertiliser silo, the fillable seed silo, lime silo, fertiliser silos, they're going to go actually on the field sort of things where we need to put them. We need a manure and slurry storage facility, don't we? Thinking maybe put that right next to a gate somewhere so that when we drive in and past, it's easy to unload it into it. So that's going to go there. Perfect. And like I say, we're probably going to end up having the pigs and cows and stuff on here anyway. So we've got that one in. Then we're going to need the seed making station for making our own seed. And I'm tempted just to line these up again more or less along here, along this hedgerow, so they're easy to get into and unload. So we're going to have seed production there. Done. Then we want fertiliser, don't we? Which is that one. So we'll put this one up here too. Yeah, make it easy to sort of drive into and out of. So that's your diesel, that's your not your diesel, your thingy-me-bob production, fertiliser. Right, diesel production. We're going to put in, and fuel can go down here next to the grass place. And then we want liquid fertiliser for sprayers. I'm going to need one of them somewhere. I'm going to put that bang smack in the middle there. And then finally the calc station for making lime can go there nicely in the middle of that mud field. And I think that's all the bits we need out of that bit. Alright, let's go back up to miscellaneous because we do need the water station. We need a couple, maybe one or two of them actually. Maybe chuck it right in down here. one. Don't have anything on this, the back of this silo, do we? So we can get water from there too. So we'll chuck one in there as well. Always nice to have plenty of water. And easy access to water, because as I say, we're going to need it for animals, and we're also going to need it for making liquid fertilizer and lime. So that's all those bits. Okay. Animal stations then, let's look. So let's go for large. Oh, I don't have enough money now. Right, this is where I have to do the cheaty bit, which, as I say, will get undone when we come to do the initial, when we start the series, because, as I say, we will be deleting a lot of the stuff. Right, animal pens then. Large sheep. Now I want to find out, that's the middle of the, basically the area. So I'm going to have one there, one there. There we go. Sheep. And I will tidy up the area where it's grass, where it's deleted the grass. Right, large pig enclosure. Now, which way around do we want this? Do we want the food bins at the front and the straw bin on the corner? Manure and slurry at the sides. Plenty of room to get round the back. Food goes in this side here. Water's in the front along with the straw. I like that. I like that there. Could possibly move it back a touch. There, it's going there. Right, large cow pasture. Now the cows is a bit different, because obviously their food trough goes at the front, doesn't it? And then we need to get straw, slurry and manure out the back. So I think for ease, I'm going to place it that way. Okay, I'm going to place it that way, he says, for ease. I do now need to come in here though, because I've got to remove that dirt, because it's created its own little dirt patch, look, and ruin my lawn. Like so. Right, and then we're going to put the grass back, aren't we? We said that these pens deleted when they got placed, so there we go. It's done it here too, look, if you look. And the side here, there's a little bit. I'm just going to go along here with it. And you know what? Don't really need to see the trigger, do we? Shit, I can't believe the pigs removed so much of the grassy area as well. Because that doesn't make a lot of sense to me that they would need to remove the grass area. I obviously removed some of that grass area when I put down the manure and slurry storage pen. Which again, we're not going to worry too much about. Again in here, we can do that, and then basically come in here as well and basically fill all that in. here, because we don't need to worry about, unless we are manually loading pigs and animals into our pens, which is something we could do. Does mean I'd have to buy a transporter. Slowly put stuff back in somewhat sensible position. Got me water trough. Decorate that back, make it all look pretty, because you know that's where the wool's gonna spawn. Right, that's them done. Haven't put the horses in yet, all the chickens. We can look at doing that another time, and figuring out where they want to be put to make them useful. We might not even have chickens at the starting farm. We might decide to put them somewhere else on the map. Same with the horses. We might set up another area for horses somewhere else. We do now want... let's have a look. Drive-through shelters we've already used. The pole barns, innit? It's these things. Quick look, make sure that's square. I'm going to have one located there. Make sure they're actually aligned. Another one located down there, like so. So that's going to be where we can put big long vehicles, you know, things like trailers, harvesters with headers and all that sort of stuff. I could have probably squeezed in another one. Two's enough, I think, to start with, isn't it? Two's enough. Right. So we've got our starting. Of course, need to build the sheds. So we'll do that one. Job done. Find the trigger for that one. So I'm thinking this could be where we like leave cultivators, seeders, that sort of thing. Small equipment, maybe your fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. I may even put another building in here, another one in next to them. So we've got a little bit more storage there. Obviously we're going to have our workshop right here. Which is going to be very useful to have. And like I say, we can open the doors. We can open the doors and drive through. We can store something in here as well. A vehicle of some sort, maybe. Of course, we've got light switches so we can work in the dark. And like I say, you just drive your vehicles in here. And you've got your customization repair tool here. Which if you're playing on keyboard, or you've set up with the key bindings properly, you can use the workshop tabber for. That building, that building. Perfect. Now I think I think these sheds are probably best used for parking things like trailers, auger wagons, loading wagons, balers, bale stack collectors, seeders, that sort of stuff, because basically obviously you can drive in, you can drive through quite nicely, park up, detach it, and then drive the tractor or whatever away from it. So actually what I think we'll do, or what I think, is we'll use buildings like this for parking and storing the tractors and stuff in, and use the drive-through sheds for basically putting your tools and stuff in, because obviously it makes it easier for getting in and out when you can drive straight through and park it. People don't like reversing equipment into sheds. Saves the hassle of doing that, doesn't it? Could even get a few more in if need be. But there we go, that's the start. That's the start of the farm. Basically, the starter farm has been made. I'll probably do another video after this one goes live and people have had a chance to watch it and react to it as we start to put together the starting fleet of vehicles. And then, as I say, before the multiplayer server is live and gets switched on, the money will get removed. We'll start at 0 money. And basically have to go from there, have to work our way up with 0 money. So, I've been CWATTYESO. This has been an introduction to my multiplayer server map as I start building the starting farm and putting in place all the placeables. Let me know what you think of the video in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, please go ahead and click that like button. If you're not already doing so, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you want to play on this multiplayer server when it goes live, you will need to be a channel subscriber. That is a fact. Or a Twitch subscriber. Okay. Those are my requirements. You must be subscribed to be able to play on the server. And as I say, it's going to be quite fun. We're going to start, as I say, I'll decide what fields we're starting with and stuff like. I'll get all that sort of stuff taken care of before the very first multiplayer session. And also, when people let me know what days and times are best for them to get together and do the multiplayer, that is when I'll be able to work out and post a schedule of when we're going to be playing and when the first video will be recorded with actually everyone on board and playing. So for now, from me and this Dondiego map, it's goodbye. And I'll see you all again very soon.